to see everyone.
All right, we'll get things started here with Nebraska coach Amy Williams. Just a couple updates for everyone in the room. Next week, the Big Ten is expecting to announce the full schedule that includes TV times and designations for all teams in the conference. That will be ahead of Women's Basketball Media Day, which is the 8th, and Rosemont, Illinois. Nebraska will be in the afternoon portion of that session on the 8th for your planning purposes there. Coach, if you'd like to make an opening statement to start us off, that would be great, or if you want to just open it up for questions.
Okay, yeah, I'll just start with saying thank you to everyone for being here. It's really exciting to see everybody's faces. There's obviously a lot of excitement right now this time of year. I feel blessed and honored to be beginning my 10th season as the head coach of this program. And I just am really excited about just what I feel like is just a really healthy mix of 5 new players that are just bringing in a lot of different things and juice and their own kind of energy to our program, but coupling that with some returning players that we really feel like have garnered some pretty good experience and are excited to pair that with. So it's been a really fun summer and preseason, just getting to know these players, letting them get to know each other, and just watching the way that meshing is taking place.
Questions?
What's the biggest thing you think you still need to work on going into the season?
Right now, I would say rebounding, and I think that probably stems a little bit because Alexis Markowski, it felt like, would step onto the court and she'd come away with 10 rebounds. And, just almost when you have the program's leader in rebounding that's graduating out of the program, that's something that we've really been emphasizing, and knowing that it's not going to just be, all on one person's shoulders. It's going to have to be a team effort, and everybody's really going to have to contribute in that. But, it's not something that we haven't spent a lot of time emphasizing. We know that rebounding, those stats usually predict who's finishing up in the top of the Big Ten conference every year. So it's something that'll be really important to our success. Yeah, Natalie's not practicing with us just yet, but I couldn't be more proud of the way that she's just approaching her rehab and working hard every day to get back out there as soon as she possibly can with us. And, I just think when I look at her and Allison and, I think every player, Kennedy has seen it as well, just you kind of expect your rehab to just be on this steady incline like this, and then in reality it kind of looks like this, and plateaus and dips and plateaus and dips. But through all of that, I feel like Natalie as well as Allison have just really taken it in stride, continued to just work right through any plateaus, any dips to get it back going forward, and remained the best teammates they could possibly be. I mean, if you watched practice film just from our last practice, like on the sideline, sometimes I'm like, are they cleared to be doing all that jumping and celebrating? And the way that they celebrate each other's or their teammates' successes and are really still engaged and plugged in. Just outstanding models of being great teammates over there while we're patiently waiting to have her rejoin practice. That's a great question. Right now, we're just kind of taking day by day, week by week, and being very smart with just when she reaches the benchmark she needs to reach to be able to advance, then that's when we'll go there.
What's Allison cleared to do now?
Yeah, Allison's still just rehabbing, working hard to gain the strength that she needs, and I think Allison's timeline will be a little bit different, and likely be looking at a red shirt for her.
Why did you want to go out and sign as many transfers as you did, and what have they? You said they brought juice. Who are the juice breakers out of that?
Yeah, well, you could really point to any one of those transfers, and they just have a lot of experience. When you look at Eliza, who comes in from Kansas State, and it's a team that had some success in the NCAA tournament. She's just garnered a lot of experience at another A4 program, but she is bouncy and can go out of her area to go get rebounds. She can, jump passing lanes, get, maybe one of the most explosive athletes I've ever been blessed to coach. And Haley Weaver coming in from Northwestern, she understands the Big Ten Conference, just long and really athletic, hungry to have, exclamation point put on her career, and just has been really working hard. And Emily Fisher, just a tough, gritty, hard-nosed, just do the work, just grind it out type of player. And she's just really kind of brought some spunk to our team. And then Claire Johnson is the other transfer that, just shot 44% from the three-point line as a freshman, and, had an outstanding freshman year. Just a worker. I don't know, we have to tell her on our days off that, no, you can't come in and watch film today, or we can't watch one-on-one. She's watched so much film that we can't break down any more of our practice film with her. We have to go and pull previous games last year, and we're saying, we're showing her clips on Birdie and how she had success doing this and that. And she's just an absolute worker and great shooter, but a little bit more quick off the bounce than I expected. And I think, going to be a really good scoring option for us.
Amy, what kind of a jump do you think Britt is going to take this year?
I've been so incredibly pleased with the way she's been working in the off season, and I think bringing in our new graduate assistant, Marissa Kostanek, has been outstanding for Britt, because they play one-on-one almost on a daily basis. And Marissa, as a 12-year pro, understands about physicality and how to guard and how to keep it hooked up all the time, and she just never takes it easy on Britt. And I'm quite sure it's sometimes frustrating, but Britt is definitely benefiting from that, and I just feel like her confidence is really, really high.
Hey, Coach, from your perspective, as you mentioned, you're in year time, and now that NIL's really picked up the past couple of years, how has that changed potentially you bringing transfers in, or how you run this program?
Yeah, I think right now we're just kind of each year is its own entity, and I think in the past we really worked hard to, and we still are, gonna try to recruit, those 4-year players, the kids like Alexis Markowski and Allison Widener's, and that you want to really build the foundation for your program for 4 years. But I think that the landscape that we're in right now, you have to be ready and willing to adjust and look at your roster on a year-to-year basis. And it's not quite so, planning for the future always, and just really building it year at a time.
You have a philosophy on how to share revenue. You probably had to develop it.
Yeah, that's been kind of the newest strategy. We definitely have a philosophy that we've tried to kind of abide to, but I also feel like that philosophy already in year one has had to be tweaked. It's like, I think just the ability to pivot right now, and your ability to be able to move based on the players that you have in your program and the players that you are capable of bringing into your program, it just requires some flexibility.
Is it more geared toward retention or acquisition?
Is our philosophy. I think it's always going to be, acquisition to start, and then retain once they're here. And I feel like a big part of retention is revenue share, but a huge part of retention at Nebraska is the culture that we've been able to establish. I'm so proud of this team for being a team that has really celebrated each other's successes at a very high level. And that's something that's kind of fun to be a part of. And I think our players understand that that's not the way that it is everywhere. So they value that at a high level. And I think that's very helpful with our ability to retain as well. And that's something that we're going to have to prioritize and continue to make sure is a daily focus for us as well.
Natalie's uncertain status, how do you even go about saying the outlook for our team is this for the upcoming year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that what I can say is that the standard is the standard. And when we show up to practice, it doesn't really matter who's on the floor. It's, a team that's gritty, tough, hardworking. And I think that we have enough depth with this team to feel really optimistic about where we can head. And I think that'll just continue to grow as Natalie returns to the lineup.
Did the injuries to Allison and Natalie over the last couple of years, the way they burned you guys a little bit, did that make you feel like, we got to get more players in here? Was that part of it?
I think that there's a part of it is, transfer portal and things like that changes kind of what you want to do with the number of players on your roster. Injury has always been a part of our game, but obviously I think those two have meant so much to our program that those losses, like they hurt. I mean, we felt that pretty deep, and I thought the rest of our team did an outstanding job of trying to pick up and really honor them with their play. But it certainly has an impact on the way you want to move when you're moving forward.
Back to Britt. You talked about how you've been impressed with how she's worked this offseason. She saved some of her best performances for the postseason last year. What kind of confidence did that give you in her, and how much more can be expected of her this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think she proved that in big games and in our tournament games and things like that, that she, wants to make big plays for our team. And it just seems like when the lights get brighter, she gets better. But I think what the biggest growth we're really seeing out of her is just knowing that I got to keep it hooked up all the time. Like, and it doesn't matter what game it is, who we're playing against. Like, our team needs to see me playing that same effort against every single time we lace them up. And I think that's where we've seen the most growth is every day when she comes to practice. The competition that she has against our male practice players, or her teammates, or Marissa. she's coming for you.
Which of the new transfers could you see in the top 6, 7, or 8?
Man, that's a great question right now. I'm still making that determination, Brent. I feel like really all of them have shown that ability to be capable of playing huge minutes and big roles. So I'd say all 4 of those transfers at any given time have kind of caught our eye towards that, but we're still making determinations about rotations, and it's one of the fun things about having a little more depth in the program.
With a player like Alexis leaving, how important early on is it to establish good communication and see some leaders step up early on here in practice?
Yeah, I feel like, we've talked about this in depth with Alexis Markowski and just everything she's meant to our team on the court. But I think I've said this many times that it's really her belief that was her superpower, and her ability to get other people to believe, and that leadership with just the energy that she came with every day is something that's it's irreplaceable. But I do feel like we've been really blessed with the fact that we have players like Callan Hake, who her leadership qualities are immense, and Logan Nisley and Jessica Petrie and some of the upperclassmen that have played the most minutes, they're hungry and they're coming in, and how can we help, and what can we do, and how could we improve, and how can I learn, how can I grow as a leader. And I think it's the same thing that happened for Lex when she was young in her career, and then stepping into the last couple of years of leadership. And now we're seeing that transition to those other players that have been in the program for a few years. And I just couldn't be more excited about the way that they're stepping into those leadership roles.
The game is going to be a little different this year because you've got a new court, and that scoreboard is huge. Your thoughts on what the environment's going to be like once you guys get playing inside here?
Well, I just am thrilled with the fact that Husker Nation is behind our team and excited about us, and we're knocking things out of the park with season ticket sales already and our ticket packages, and we fully expect that to just continue to grow. And I think Pinnacle Bank Arena, what a special environment this place gives for Husker fans to come in and watch a great brand of basketball. But I thought the old scoreboard was pretty dang sweet, and now this one is like, wow. Kind of puts it to shame. When it's lowered, it's even more crazy. We were in there the other day with a recruit, and they had the scoreboard down, and Claire Johnson was like not sure she should touch, and then they made a TikTok, something about the Nemo, don't touch the boat, don't touch, and then she did, whatever. But they're silly. But beautiful scoreboard, beautiful floor, beautiful facility. We can't wait to practice in there today. We can't wait to be back in here with Husker fans.
Obviously, Britt has a lot of on-the-court ability that a lot of the players on the team just don't have. But Callan has leadership abilities that are probably unique. She's a campus leader and a sport leader. How have you seen her pour into Britt as it relates to being a leader, like a vocal leader and just a leader in the locker room?
Yeah, I think Callan, the best thing she does in that area is, she'll step over and take a charge in practice in a second. And with our male practice players coming in hot, that doesn't feel good. And she's fighting through some injury to be out on the basketball court right now with her teammates. And I think that the way she leads by example has the biggest influence over a player like, Britt Prince, and just never taking possessions off, making our entire team see the value in every rep of every drill every day. And I think that's where she makes the biggest impact.
Now look at your non-conference schedule. Most of them are here at PBA. How do you feel it's been built out for you guys to be ready for Big Ten play?
Yeah, I think we have a really good combination. Every single thing that we are looking for when we build that non-conference schedule is how can this play to our net and to best position us for seeding and selection come NCAA tournament time. And so we have a really good Thanksgiving tournament. We know that'll be challenging. We've got some really tough games. We're excited to have some really good opponents here in Pinnacle Bank Arena, and I think it'll help us continue to build the camaraderie and mesh our newbies with our returners, but also, challenge us at the level that we need to prepare for that Big Ten schedule.
What can Natalie do on court, non-contact right now?
Man, she's shooting it really, really well. She's working hard on her ball handling, her shooting, her skill development, some of those things. And, we were going to have her selected to be one of our three-point shooters in the three-point contest down at opening night because of how well she's shooting it. I think that was something that shows a lot of Natalie's personality when she was a freshman. People were playing off of her because of her three-point field goal percentages. And then last year, she worked her tail off. And sometimes when you have players that were the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, you see them rest on their laurels a little. And she did not. She was very miffed about the fact that people were playing off of her, and she did not want that to happen. And it didn't matter. She'd text us and say, like, oh, today's a busy day for my class schedule. Guess it's 7 a.m. I'm going to have to come in to get my shots up. And then I know it was a small sample set, only 5 ball games before she went down with injury, but she's shooting 70+% from the three-point line when she went down. I think the confidence that she's showing just in the areas that she's able to continue to grow and get better is remarkable. And now we just want to get her back to healthy enough to be live play where she can get the decision-making part of it.
Who have you seen grow the most from the end of last season to now?
That's a great question because we've seen a lot of growth. I think Jessica Petrie gained a lot of confidence towards the end of last season when she really had to step in and play big minutes when Natalie was injured, and I thought she really was playing with confidence, hit some big shots in the conference tournament, and then that has really grown. Petra comes to mind as well. I think, Petra arriving 1 year ago, a day before school started, but this summer she had, I think she was a little behind entering into last season, but I think as the season progressed, she had some really good games in our conference tournament as well, and I think that she now understands the physicality and she's embracing that and she's, welcoming that. And then we had some weeks to train with her this summer. And even though she went and played with her U20 national team, some this summer, she still did get some training with our team as well. And I think she's just really been impressing as well.
Anything else, Coach?
Thanks.
All right, Callan and Britt will be in a moment.
All right.
All right, we'll continue on here with Callan Hake and Britt Prince. Questions for the Huskers?
Callan, in the offseason, what kind of motivated this team? What kind of things did you talk about as far as what you wanted this team to be and do?
Yeah, absolutely. I think just losing first game in March, that stings. And some of us have had the experience of winning games in March and in the NCAA tournament. And so just understanding we want more of that and we have bigger goals ahead of ourselves. And so just understanding that our expectation is to win multiple games in March and just wanting to get after it right away, right after that plane ride home.
You guys added 3 transfer guards and a freshman guard. It's competition, but at the same time it's depth. How have you seen those players sort of get going?
Yeah, they've been great additions for us. I just think on both sides of the ball, I'm really liking our ability to get in passing lanes, play aggressive defense, and that ultimately just translates to our pace on offense. And so it's really been fun to see specifically those new pieces in the guards, just being able to compete with them in practice, but just seeing how they fit into our system and our team.
What are some things you guys did in the offseason to try to gel off the court?
I think we've become really close this year, just even going to lunch and dinner and stuff like that at the training table together, but just asking people to hang out whenever we're open, watching the volleyball games together at someone's house or stuff like that. I think we've just found a lot of little ways to just hang out with each other outside of practice and build that chemistry off the court.
What's your comfort level now versus, say, a year ago at this time?
Yeah, I'm definitely a lot more comfortable, knowing the system, knowing the girls better. It is an adjustment to get used to the new girls, but it's been going well. I think I'm more comfortable with my leadership too. So, yeah, it's been good.
Amy was talking about your one-on-one with Melissa, the grad assistant. How has she pushed you? What does that look like?
It's been good. She's like a pro, so it's cool to be able to play against someone like that and just learn from a lot of great coaches. I mean, I love being pushed, so it's cool to be able to have that opportunity. I just like being able to play one-on-ones like he said. I don't know, I think one-on-one is pretty beneficial, just being able to keep the ball in front of you and got to go score. Sometimes, shot clock's running down low. You got to be able to do that sometimes, so it helps with that too.
Were you familiar with her at all before you got here?
I have heard of her. I know she used to work out with like the same trainer that I do in Omaha, so we kind of had that connection, and just she's from Nebraska, so really respect her, and she's awesome.
Cal, what would it mean to this team if Natalie can come back and be the player that she was, or better than that?
Yeah, absolutely. We're just super excited for Nat to make a return to our team, and just being able to celebrate the process with her, like the little wins every single day, has been really encouraging, and so we're excited for that day to come.
What areas do you hope to improve on your sophomore year?
I think just taking my leadership to the next step, being able to be a vocal leader for the team, and improving my game as well, everything like that.
I don't think there's probably too many circumstances in your career before last year where you weren't the best player on the court. So last year in the Big Ten, a lot of good players. What was the most eye-opening game or experience you had last year where you're like, I have to step my game up?
I'd say a rough point for us last year was kind of that trip to LA where we got beat by quite a bit by UCLA and USC, and we definitely bounced back from that and learned from that as a team, and I think it showed the next time that we played UCLA in the Big Ten tournament that just like we can play with them. And so I think just like having more belief in ourselves that like we can do that, we can stick with the top teams. So
you get those teams here this year, how much you're looking forward to that? I know USC won't have to do, but everybody else will be on those courts. How much you're looking forward to playing those teams again?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing every team in the Big Ten. It's a really tough league and super exciting, so yeah, I'm excited.
Cal and Amy talked about the leadership that you stepped into this year. What did Alexis teach you about leadership during the time that she was here?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was very evident Lex was a vocal leader for our team, and that was just kind of her superpower. And so being able to bring that vocalness to our team is important, but understanding I'm not the same leader as Lex, and we all lead in our own ways. And so just understanding how I lead best and how I can be consistent for this team has just been an awesome opportunity.
For both of you, obviously it's really early on now, a lot of new faces, some gone. What excites you about the potential of this team for this season?
Yeah, I just think we look different, and I think it's just been fun to see how 5 new pieces can fit into our system and into our culture, but also understanding we have such a fun and good core that comes back. And so just being able to build on that success of last year, and like I kind of mentioned before, we got a taste of what it's like to play in March, and now giving people let's go win in March, and let's make that the standard, and let's host games at PBA, and let's have some fun with that. And so super excited about what this team can do starting this month.
Callan, is it crazy to think you're a senior?
Very crazy. 4 years flies by. I think when they tell you the days are long, the years are short. Now sitting here, it's amen to that. So exciting. I always say I'm living an answered prayer. So it's been awesome.
Is it possible your defense could be a little bit more aggressive this year with more guards and more depth there? Is that part of what is exciting about what you guys can do different?
Yeah, I think that's been a huge focus for our team. Just being comfortable making those mistakes in practice, whether that's getting in the passing lanes, being in the right position and help, and just understanding if we can take those risks during practice and get comfortable with those rotations and what that looks like, understanding and building that trust when kind of the lights are off, when they're on. We're excited to see what our defense can do.
Right. How have you tried to approach each day, not just the games, but these moments in practice and trying to bring that leadership that you talked about to the court each time?
Yeah, kind of like Callan said, it's crazy that I'm already a sophomore. It seems I don't know, just Time goes by fast, and you gotta take every moment, just take it in, and I'm making sure to like get in the gym extra every day and do that work for my teammates, so that we can do better in the long run.
Anything else for Cal and Britt? Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we'll finish things up in here with Logan Nisley, Jessica Petrie, and Amaya Hargrove. Questions for the Huskers?
This question goes to Maya. There's probably a moment, maybe it's after the season, but maybe it's the first day of practice or training camp where you're like, Alexis is not here. What was that like, and how do you guys feel like you've had to steel yourselves to take over some of what she did?
I mean, I think Lex has been a massive part of this program for her 4 years, and obviously nobody can replace her, but just I think this season's really exciting. Just like Amaya, Petra, and I, we got the chance to kind of learn from Lex for 1 year, 2 years, whatever it was. So like we already know what it takes coming in, and then adding the depth of Emily Fisher and Eliza, just so exciting, just a different group of girls. And obviously no one's going to replace Lex or her role, but just tag teaming and finding different ways for us all to fill kind of what she left.
Yeah, I think especially from a leadership standpoint, it's kind of allowed all of us to step up in different ways. Like Peach said, just contributing however we can. And like obviously she said, we're not going to replace Lex, but just finding ways that we can all bring little pieces to help fill her shoes a little bit.
So who's the one that talks now?
All of us. it's a group effort.
It's a group effort.
Yeah.
Logan, how are your feet doing, and how does that add to your excitement about the upcoming season and what you can do?
Yeah, my feet are doing really good. I'm very grateful. I think this summer I was in a new role, like actually being out on the court with my team, and so that was just really exciting for me. And I think the roles that I've been in the past have really just added to my perspective as a leader, and I think that's helped my game on the court so much. And just being able to like build connections and chemistry with my teammates in the summer has just helped my confidence so much going into the season. And I feel like I'm like a brand new person, I guess, with the way my feet are feeling, and it's just added to like my level of confidence being on the court, and then just the trust that I've been able to build with my teammates.
That's right. Your coach said that last year you came here basically a day before school started, and she feels like you're more comfortable now in the program this year. Can you provide more insight into that for us?
I'm not Petra, but I can speak on her behalf. That's okay. Just seeing Petra's growth this summer, especially. She went home to play for her national team this summer, and just her confidence coming back in like how physical she's been, how confident, and just like her voice we really heard this summer, and just seeing her take strides from her freshman year to her sophomore year has been really exciting to see, kind of as an upperclassman now, and so we're really excited to see what she's going to do this year.
Similar along the lines of Alexis, how often do you guys peek over and see how Natalie's doing, her progress? Because obviously she's an important part of this team when she gets back, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're with Nat every day, and it's just so fun to see her take the little wins every day. And I think her role, like her leadership and just her attitude, I think really sparks us. And so obviously, like, we're so excited for whatever her plan is, and like we're ready to have her. And I just know she's been through, like, obviously I've never been through an ACL, so I can't speak for that, but I just know like the ups and downs. And so her like attitude with us every day in practice has just helped us in more ways that she knows.
Just what do Emily and Eliza specifically add to this group?
A lot. Both of them are upperclassmen as well, which kind of helps just with that leadership aspect of they know what needs to be done at a high level, and so like just from that standpoint, they know what to do in a leadership role. And then just you guys will see it. Eliza can jump out of the gym, like literally. Just her athleticism and ability to finish is really going to help this group. And then just Fish is a hustler. When you need another rebound, she's going to get it for you. If you need a stop, she's going to find a way to get it for you. And so just kind of those like aspects are just, like we said, we can't fill like Lex's role. No one's going to replace her, but just like adding really cool aspects that we kind of haven't had before is really exciting for this team this season.
Callan talked about getting to March, falling short. How often have you guys played back how that Louisville game ended, and how much fuel is that for this season?
I play it back every day.
Yeah.
I think that's something this team, we're very hungry just based on last year. And yeah, I just think it's major fuel to our fire. And like we've said, we've got a lot of new pieces this year. A lot of special things can be done. So we're just really excited to keep working and for you guys all to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Why did you gain confidence any way you played the last Big Ten tournament, the NCAA tournament?
Yeah. I think just a postseason, obviously, as a freshman, is a really cool experience. And then to be able to play and contribute in different ways was really, really cool, and definitely gave me a lot of confidence just knowing that, you know, I am capable of doing things at this level, and I know my teammates trust me. And that also instills that type of confidence in you. So, yeah, I'm just super excited to get back out there with everyone. So.
Not that you guys were bad on defense last year. Is there a chance you could take a pretty big jump with these newcomers just with the things you've developed?
Yeah. I mean, it's been super fun this summer because I think our athleticism and our speed is just really showing, and we have so many new aspects to games that like we said we haven't really had before, and so just really trying to blend in what we did last year with the newcomers that we have has been really exciting, and it's really fun. It's fun to be around at practice.
How good is Haley on defense?
Unbelievable.
We have a jersey called Gator, and basically just tracks stats, deflections, steals, charges, 50-50 balls, the right-hand contest, basically anything defensively you can think of. And Lowen, Haley tied this week. I think Haley probably had 15 deflections, steals, maybe 3 blocks. Just her length and athleticism that she provides on the defensive end. She never gives up on any play, so just like that is going to help us so much as from a guard perspective, just making it difficult for others.
Logan, can you talk about what it was like playing with Britt last year as a freshman, you know, in a pretty notable position, and what it's like now after a year under her belt?
Yeah, I just think our relationship off the court has gotten so much stronger and deeper, and I think that just blossoms on the court. Obviously, coming in as a freshman, she had such a huge role for our team, and I think that comes with bright lights and big pressure, and I don't think she let that get to her ever, and if she did, it really didn't show. And her effort and her contributions just like never wavered, and I think that's really important from a consistent level. At the college level, that's huge for all of us, and so having her do that at such a young age is just, it's so cool to see, and I can't wait to see her future. But I just think I'm really excited for her, for everybody else to see her personality and just like her game grow. Obviously, she's very good in every aspect of the game, but just as you get longer in college, I think you explore more, and it's just going to be really exciting to see.
Anything else for the Huskers? Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.